In my last video, I told you that there was some kind of experimentation to watch out for. This is the match where it happens. Our E100 platoon has ended up on Tundra. We're facing a fairly light enemy team. They do have some big guns in the form of a 183, a Jagdpanzer E100, and a Waffenträger of E100, but they are mostly mediums and lightly armoured heavies. We decide, rather than going to the Death Canyon at, well, just the one line in general, which will probably be blocked off by tank destroyers, we will go to the donut. We won't go up the donut, we'll just sit at the bottom of it and try and fuck with their mediums. I wasn't sure how this would work out. I was kind of dubious about it, but it did in fact end up working quite well, and, well, you'll see how it plays out. In any case, our E5 goes down the river, not really the best strategy, and our mediums go for the donut. Now, going down the river can work. You can pincer the enemy tanks as they head up the donut, particularly the slower heavies, but it's very risky because you do risk taking shells from artillery or shots from your right side as you come down the river. Our 140 loses almost all of his hit points to the enemy mediums who are well and truly up the hill, and it looks like our Patton might be in trouble too. Unfortunately, we are so slow that by the time we get up the hill and are able to provide support, this guy is fucked. I get a quick shot to the Batchat, but it's too late to save our Fatten. And now it's just our platoon, and a couple of puppies left to hold the hill against the bulk of the enemy mediums. The M46 on my left isn't too much of a worry. He's going to have a lot of difficulty penning my armor at the kind of angles he has. The M46's gun isn't the best for dealing with E100s, and he appears to be stock. Serb gets a shot into the E50, I follow it up with one of my own, a nice high roll, and he is forced to retreat with just 101 hit points. I get ready to try and pop him if he comes around the corner again. You can actually see our M103 and 140 have pushed along the river, while the E5 has started heading west. And they found the enemy 215B. The enemy M46 shows me the side of his turret for just a moment there and pays for it dearly, and then Serb has a brainwave and suggests I load HE to try and splash the E50 to death. Now, the E100's HE round has a splash radius of 3.5 meters, just over 3.5 meters, 3.57. If I can land a shot next to the E50, it should kill him because he's so low on health, and so I decide to try it, just for science. Sure enough, I blast a shell straight into the ground directly beside him, and his tracks are not enough to save him. I don't want to get hit by the 183 there, but I'm also taking shots from these mediums, so I've got to try and figure out a position where my armor will work against the mediums, but I'm also not exposing any of my tank to the 183mm gun that is no doubt pointed our way. We've now got some support. Conqueror is moving up the hill along with the T-57, and they're keeping the mediums somewhat occupied. Of course, we want to try and pop shots into them if they pull back towards the south side of the donut. The 140 just burned his fire extinguisher, which is good news, and a big shot goes in. The enemy Batchat has actually crept up behind us. It got a shot into Ren, and then it took one at me, but Serb was able to dispatch it with a quick snapshot. Unfortunately, our heavy support in the form of the Conqueror and the T-57 have died, but I do get a shot there into the AMX-30, and we begin to try and position ourselves to fend off all comers. Our west is gone, the center is folding. Not much chance of a win out of this one, our team is just falling apart, but we can make the enemy pay for every inch of ground they want to try and claim on the east flank of the map, where we well and truly reign supreme. 30B is obviously hesitant about pushing into 3 E100s, with good reason. He just got slapped for a lot of hit points there. I pull back slightly. I'm looking to see if he'll come around that corner, while still keeping rocks between myself and the 183. The Arty is now focusing us. You may have actually heard earlier an Arty shell came in, and I think it hit Ren Zero, or it may have hit the Fatten wreck behind him. I'm not actually sure, but it did hit nearby. You could hear it hitting a tank. The 30B seems to have bugged out, may have parachuted down the cliff face, and so we begin to push up. The 183 is moving in. He thinks he'll close in for the kill. I think not. I low roll him pretty badly there and fail to kill him, but he is now very, very low in health, and one more shot will finish him off. The 30B did indeed go down the cliff face and is trying to approach from another angle, and now the M103 has come up to support. The 183 fires. I'm safe to take my time and dispatch him with a shot to the upper plate. From the angle I'm firing at, above him, I've got a much better chance of penning. And so now we just got to deal with these guys. There's very little chance of winning, and Ren goes down in a desperate defense of our base. Now, Serb here is the absolute angel on my shoulder, and after telling me to load HE earlier, now spots the chance at a ram kill on the M103. Mission complete. Thank you, Serb. That's the second time you've got me a mission by reminding me to actually try for it. Serb unfortunately went down to an arty shell there, but I still have a chance to get some damage on this E75. Unfortunately, he does get a shot through me. I wasn't angled very well there. But with 5,600 damage, a lot tanked, and holding our flank until the bitter end, we have done more than our share of work. It's just a shame that the rest of our team didn't, but we had a fun game. We had a really fun game, actually. And so we weren't feeling too bad about it, particularly since we were on a massive win streak over the course of this platoon. So we thanked the enemy mediums for a good, fun match, and then watched our arty player blow himself up. GG. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. As ever, I'll see you on the next one.